Hello, guys. Welcome to InvoNews podcast. This is Fatma Suhail, and today we have Long Du with us. He is Technopro and seasoned development leader with over 10 years of experience in game development. Now he is with game director of Anomura. Hi, Long. How are you?
African, lovely to meet you. Excited to be here.
Same here. So when I opened the website of Anomura, it was a classic kind of theme and I got excited about it. Why you chose the classic theme? If you don't mind telling me, I just went into the era of Super Mario games. If I'm not wrong, why you chose that kind of theme for your website?
Yeah, so growing up, I love playing classic games. I think classic games are still really fun. There's tons of pixel games on the mobile, on PC, like Steam, and so we thought that it'd be really fun to focus on creating a really fun 2D game experience. Also, we are partnered with Atari that create a lot of the classic titles like Asteroids and Pong. We're partnering them and creating experiences with their IPs as well. So you might see some of the hits like Asteroids and Pong within their game itself as well.
Yeah, I actually clicked on to different things and I found it really interesting, the 2D theme, because you don't find 2D theme a lot. And I think that makes your Anomura quite unique too, right?
Yeah, like we think a lot of games right now are creating stuff in like Unreal Engine, very high quality 3D graphics, and they're kind of like all very similar. Anomura is very unique that it's going to be a very strong strategy game, a lot of story involved, and we do a lot of like custom pixel work. You can see like our store, like we have a little octopus shop in our front page. He has a name. His name is Octo. And he sells like these mystery bowls. They get mysterious prizes. It's all really a love of nature.
Okay, so I want to know about Anomura more. And it is an NFT pixel art play and earn gaming experience. And how did you guys come together with that idea? I know that recently NFT has been in the play in the gaming industry, but what attracted you towards the inculcation of NFT in games? And I also know about I also want to know about the genesis story of Anomura. How did you guys come together? Because I saw you have a team of 15 to 10 to 15 people.
Yeah, so I'll talk a bit about our company, Virtually Human. So our company's actually been around since 2018. We created a hit game called Zed Run, which is a horse racing game. And they were one of the first companies to ever pioneer an actual NFT-based game.
Oh, that's great.
You can interact. Yeah, you can interact with the horse, you can breed them, you can race them, you can name them. They're all really colorful, really high quality 3D graphics. And they were very successful. We're one of the top hits in blockchain. And in 2021, we got funded by a Series A of over $20 million from TCG, A16Z. So that was kind of our genesis story, being pioneers in blockchain before blockchain games really even existed. When I got together with the team, I brought together Anomura, which is like a unique perspective. That's something very different. We really wanted to focus on building a game that's really meaningful and fun, because I felt personally like that a lot of P2E games were just so much focused on earning, making a lot of money, and kind of missing the point of creating a game that's just very visually fun and exciting and replayable. So that's the focus of Anomura. And within our team, I've hired a lot of people from Toronto, where I'm based. And all of these people are just really into creating the childhood experiences again. They all come from diverse backgrounds. They're in Web2 marketing, in Web2 design backgrounds. None of these people have really gone plunged into Web3 yet. So it's something we all got together. We all kind of like realized that, you know, we can carry our strengths from Web2 into Web3 and create a very unique experience. It's also like was fun growing up as well.
Oh, that's great to know. I actually read about that you have Anomura is actually environmentally friendly. You guys communicate the knowledge about the importance of environment via games. Do you want to please shed light on that?
Yeah, so Anomura is Latin for the word hermit crab. We
Yeah.
picked that character because it's very symbolic of nature, especially
Mm.
what we want to contribute directly into. Growing up, I played a lot of games like
Mm.
Donkey Kong, Sonic, and it's always like games about animals. Yet you don't know so much about those animals. So I think wildlife awareness is something that we strive to bring in Anomura. Like basically all the characters in our game are real life sea creatures right now. They're
I
going to
saw
go
that.
and explore the world.
Mm.
Yeah, so you're gonna learn a lot about these facts. And in our
Mm.
community, we actually have a bot that tells you a fact every day. If you type in Anomura fact, it'll tell you a fact about nature.
Mm.
So just being there, telling people, telling children, telling everyone about nature is one of our core ethos. Um, and then inside the game itself, you'll be able to donate a certain amount of your assets to wildlife reserves. And during our mint, which happened on September 13th, it was a significant day because it was the day before the Ethereum merge. So what
Yeah.
that means is we
Mm.
were minting on proof of work. And
Mm.
so what we did was we purchased carbon offsets that offsetted our entire mint. And those carbon offsets contributed directly to planting mangrove trees in Indonesia and
That's
restoring kelp
great.
in Southern
Mm.
California. So we
Mm.
just really want to keep with that image and kind of empower people to understand more about the environment and choose to donate to wildlife causes like the ones we've suggested.
Mm. That's kind of great. Um, Tell me, I saw that right now there is an opinion that NFT is only scratching the surface of game development. What kind of models do you think of game development you see in your analysis are going to come in future that are going to make game development and NFT more connected?
Yeah. Right now, I think the big disconnect right now is so many games like Axie Infinity and other P2E games are very um, connected to a token price. Basically, when the tokens are worth more money, people want to play more because they're earning more money.
Mm.
And it really doesn't. It takes the fun out a lot of the game and more about choosing the ones that's most profitable. So I think that's a kind of a disconnect between like P2E games. What Anomura is more focused on is creating the experience that you might get already on mobile, such as a free-to-play game, where people can come in, play the game for free, try and experience everything, and choose to purchase more of those in-game assets, and kind of make these decisions based on more real-life values. For example, like I'm not going to go and buy a $2,000 NFT to play a game if I'm like a regular gamer. I might buy some like price points or like $20, $40, even $10 just to play the game, and those are make sense. Not a lot of people can afford those $2,000 prices. And the only reason that they would purchase those things is because the return on investment is so great. Instead, what you get from purchasing our NFTs is more of the game experience. So you're purchasing something that you're purchasing more game time because the game is enjoyable. So that's kind of the focus and where we're trying to put our hypothesis with Anomura is creating a really fun, enjoyable experience.
Mm, that's good to know. You're actually right about the thing that people are gonna play the game if they see the advantage in playing a game. This is kind of a trend which has emerged a lot lately. Um, as I saw your profile, you are a game developer, and I got really excited about it because I was searching for a right answer for this question. Recently, I came across a news 1 week back that Sega, an infamous 90s gaming powerhouse, has recently launched. Renewed itself with blockchain. Do you think that the games which were in our childhood were shut down or were not working that um, properly are going to come back leveraging the power of blockchain, or are they? Is there going to be a revival?
I think that right now a really strange thing to me is hate on NFTs and hate on crypto, mainly because people are hating them because it takes a lot of fun out of the game. Game developers are creating not really good games, just building things really fast to make a lot of money. And that's kind of been the trend for a long time. I think that what's going to pivot is it's games that are spending more time. Companies like Sega, which have the resources and have the experience building meaningful games, can take their time and build something really fun. I think that's going to start happening. And one thing that I'm also very curious about is like, imagine an NFT or blockchain game that doesn't have earning mechanics. So potentially all you get are probably some assets you get from the game, like NFTs. And might not be about a token at all. So hating on like NFTs and crypto is kind of like hating like databases. It's just that's a new technology and a new way of implementing things. So yeah, to answer your question, I do think Sega and I also think Square Enix, which made Final Fantasy, you'll start seeing those franchises more into these games. Like Walmart also announced they're combining with Roblox to do some sort of a in-game like shopping metaverse experience as well. So what this will create is just bringing more of the mainstream audience into the metaverse, as we call it. And it's also making it more familiar and making it less difficult for them to jump across.
Yeah, we are going to see major changes in game development, I think, especially after the announcement of Meta and the whole scenario of game development, and as well as technology as a whole has changed a lot, because people are wondering about what metaverse is going to be. And right now, I perceive it is only a concept. We all are in the process of comprehending what it is. What do you say about that?
Yeah, I think we're still scratching the surface of what the metaverse is. We all kind of like dream about something that is inspired from like movies, like in like Ready Player One. I don't think it's exactly like that. I think it's more of a collaborative experience where developers and using blockchain and all can connect to each other. Having something called interoperability, meaning like you can select some of your IPs you created in, say, like Anomura, and bring them to the metaverse, bring all the stuff you own from digital assets and use them in another place. I think that's something that's the metaverse is going to create that's very exciting that you couldn't really do in Web 2, that it's now enabled in Web 3.
That's kind of nice. The one thing I just wanted to ask, coming back to Anomura, do you guys are located like on hybrid mode or remote mode, or you have a hub in Canada where you operate?
Yeah, so our company is over 120 people worldwide. Our Anomura team is very focused, less than 15 people, as you mentioned. Most of us are in Canada. There are a few of us in Italy, a few in Australia. Virtually Human has a headquarters in Sydney and also building a new location in Melbourne. So we originate from more of Australia, but we've always been working remotely, something that I think our team works really well. I work at like all hours of the day working around the world. So yeah, we're used to this.
Yeah, especially after the massive inculcation of Gen Zs in workforce, they kind of prefer remote working.
Yeah, I love remote working. I've been working remote for over 3 years so far. I've hired over 20 people around the world for positions of Virtually Human and others. And I just basically have so much time to work on what I want. It also depends on your passion and if you're creating a team that really believes in what you do.
Yeah, your passion. I was actually reading your interview. You were like that my parents wanted me to be doctor or engineer, but you had interest in games.
Yeah, my family came from Vietnam as new immigrants to Canada with barely like maybe like $40 in their pockets. They could not like comprehend me like not going to school, going to university, and and playing video games. So that was something that I really had to set out to prove to them that I can make it in this industry.
But you made your way.
Yeah, I had to do it as properly and talk to them like so much about it.
Sure. So from your model, I understand from the company model of Anomura, you have a dedicated team of developers from all around the world, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So
most of them are Yeah, so most of them is Australia. We have a couple in Canada. It's a couple in the US as well.
That's nice. So you must have different perspectives, and people different working from different backgrounds bring value to Anomura.
Yeah, there's also like people coming from so many different backgrounds. We have people in Italy that's like a father and talented painter or lead artist. We have people coming from marketing with companies like NBA, who has never done Web3 marketing before. And our communication specialist, Laura, she has a thesis in blockchain sustainability from the UNP's university. And believe it or not, I met her playing video games when I was in university, and I like figured she had the perfect degree to work for something that's exactly like in her specialty. It was amazing that we all just came together.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. I found it interesting that you have gathered all the people who are interested in playing games. It is kind of their passion, right?
Yeah, they all kind of just love everything about anime, the arts, and for them it's kind of like working in their dream job. Definitely anime is my dream job, and I try and make it like that for everyone else as well.
That's kind of nice. So later we were talking about the Ethereum merge. What do you think about it? Uh, res- uh, you said that you have purchased carbon offsets, but how it is going to change? First, I want to know the technology world as a whole, blockchain, and secondly, the world of game development.
Yeah, so one of the harsh criticisms of Ethereum is the fact that when it was on proof of work, it consumed a lot of electricity. I think personally, I think it's still a bit crazy how much hate there was on the amount of emissions that Ethereum produced. In reality, it's not as significant as what the critics like have been criticizing. But I think that getting that our environmental argument behind us is really important for the future of blockchain development. Essentially, everyone was saying like, "Oh, why are you using blockchain? It's destroying the environment." And now we've reduced that energy consumption by over 99%. So like they can't really use the same argument anymore. So that was really important. As I'm hiring people, like especially like artists and game developers in the space, there's a lot of people like kind of like saying this like I don't want to work for a blockchain company because you're destroying the environment. And people online and Reddit and everywhere, there's the same sort of arguments everywhere. So getting past that is very monumental. And I think that it's a great thing because now we can focus on just building out these blockchain applications without so much of the environmental impact in general. As we scale, it's not really something that's a big concern anymore. That's why when I first designed Anomura, I wanted to get, I picked the image like of the hermit crab as something that is very environmentally friendly. I created this team of artists that are, what we call docs, which is like revealed in real life, that these are real people. You can see their faces on our team, our LinkedIn, that we're not gonna like pull a scam and then just rug the project really fast. No, we're here to build a game that's meaningful. These are our staff. We care about the environment. These are our offsets. And here is some proof of concept on our game. This is what it looks like. So everything is there for Anomura to be a great investment if you choose to join us.
Actually, we also work in game development, and we also come across many concerns. Like you said, that people say that blockchain is not that kind of environmentally friendly. But I also agree that this Ethereum merge is going to solve that problem. On the other hand, we can say that blockchain is also making the world kind of safe, I guess, in terms of transactions, digital ownership, with NFTs and etc. So regarding this statement, I want to know that how digital ownership is going to change the world of game development.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think there's so many things that we can do that Web3 enables us. For example, our proof of donations is something that's only really possible within Web3. So one of the things we want to build is like a system where players can choose to like battle monsters and allocate a portion of the rewards to a donation. And all this is proven within the blockchain. All this that happens on the blockchain. This wouldn't have been possible in Web2 very easily. You would have to like find some companies and then send them these payments and then prove out that you sent these payments. And it becomes all a big hassle. But yeah, in Web3, that's very easy to do. You have these proof that these transactions go. You can tie it to your ecosystem fund and see all these blockchain transactions happen. So that's something very, very different. We also think that I think personally that blockchain is still kind of in a very dangerous spot. People who don't know much about crypto coming in have to understand about wallets, understand transactions, and it's very easy for them to get lost and then deterred or lose money because they fell for a scam. I think that the world is slowly making this more and more secure through trusted platforms, having companies like I mentioned, like Sega and Walmart come into the play, kind of creates a system where we're building more trust within everyone. We're working on abstracting the wallets and transactions from a user so that when they're playing a game, they don't need to learn all this so fast. They take certain steps. We want to build a trustworthy community, kind of really care about the security of these users entering their information, creating a wallet for the first time, purchasing NFTs, all this stuff. We're working to make it very secure and easy to understand. I think that's really important. And I think that overall, as a creator myself, if I'm launching a game, it's very, very hard on Web2 because you have to get through the approval process, you get publishers. On Web3, it might actually be easier because you just can launch your own blockchain game without permissionless and get this going really fast. And I think that's really exciting. I think it was a bit too fast a few months ago with the crypto boom, but now as things are slowing down with the market conditions, I think it's the people who are creating meaningful experiences are coming and showing what they're capable of now.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that people don't know right now, have correct knowledge of Web3 world. That's why it's kind of controversial. That's why they become scared of it or are not ready to try it. But I think that it is going to take time, and people are going to understand that blockchain is here to make things more safe and secure. So, moving towards next question, I saw on your website that you connect the worlds of Web 2 and Web 3. I want you to elaborate this more for our audience who are listening to us. How Anomura does that?
Yeah, so one thing that's really difficult in Web3 games right now is you have to have the NFT wallet. You need to learn how to purchase NFTs. You have to bring cash, change it to like Ethereum, and then buy the NFT, and then see the transactions happen. And then if you want to resell it, you got to figure out how to use a marketplace. All of these things are really complicated for an average user who's never been into crypto. So our focus is creating gamification to help people and using Web2 technology, such as a game engine like Unity, where users are playing an actual game. They create a username that's like attached to their email address, which they're used to. And then when you start playing the game, you can use your credit card to purchase more game time or something. All this stuff is kind of the stuff that happens in a regular game and not something that is in like a Web3 game previously. So we're creating these technologies so that people are onboarded a lot easier. We also kind of like making blockchain transactions happen underneath the hood so that you don't need to learn about this type of stuff until you choose to. If you go to the help menus, go to the website, you can log into your account and see all this stuff happen. You don't need to know that when you're playing the game. You want to have a smooth experience. You're playing this game. You're immersed into the story of the game. Like the characters are talking to you, and you might be doing a lot of cool blockchain transactions that you don't actually know about, but you're kind of like learning it through gamification. So stuff like minting an NFT, which is like creating an NFT. It's kind of like being born into a world like a game. So that's what happens in the storyline. When you're crafting, you're taking some NFTs and destroying them and merging something new. That happens through the story itself. So you might be like, oh, can you sacrifice these items to create this more powerful item? this is actually a very complicated blockchain transaction that's happening, but in the game you don't realize it.
Exactly. It's gaming world is kind of really interesting. It is difficult at the same time for the person who is developing it, but the people who are playing it, if they are enjoying it, then it's all you have done. It's good, right?
Yeah, like I think gamification, like growing up as a lifelong gamer, I've learned so many things from games. Like playing games like Civilization, you understand like different civilizations throughout history, what their specialties are, and it's really fun. So I think the same thing can be designed for blockchain.
Yeah, game takes you in another world, and and this is going to be same for metaverse. It is going, we are going to have two universes, parallel to each other, reality and the metaverse.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where we are in a few years. I think we're just so early that everyone's like struggling to figure out for the first time, but once everything becomes standardized, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because right now we are all kind of discovering it, that what metaverse is going to be. Some people have opinion that there are going to be microverses which are going to generate big metaverse. Let's see what is going to happen and how things are going to unfold. Coming towards gaming world, do you see the gaming world with all the metaverse and everything, NFTs, in 5 to 6 years? And also, which region do you think is the most developed in terms of inculcation of NFTs, environmentally friendly games, generating environmentally friendly games? Which region do you think is the most advanced in it, in the whole world?
Yeah, I honestly I don't know exactly the top place. I think that a lot of gamers are coming from places like Southeast Asia because of it's honestly because of the income disparity that happens around the world. They want to play these games because it makes a lot of money at certain times. If investors are coming from like the US and then gamers are coming from the Southeast Asia, that was kind of a big concept of like of some P2E games, recruitment and such. I think that that kind of accelerates like a lot of like third world nations to be more acclimatized to blockchain games earlier than a lot of other places because they're more accepting about it. I think like if you look at mobile games, a lot of the players are in like China or in Vietnam or in the Philippines. So these are kind of like one of the early testers of games in the P2E space. So I think those areas are coming up a lot faster, a lot accelerated. I've been to quite a few events in around the world in such as like New York City, who has a huge NFT event called NFT NYC. I meet a lot of great developers there, and we kind of meet up and talk about like creating our own NFT games. The same thing's happening in Toronto as well. There's like a few meetups I've attended. NFT Miami was some place. There's Lisbon that I'm hearing a lot of developers come towards for an event in Solana right now. There's Paris FCC that just happened a few months ago. And then in my home country in Vietnam, I think is also really accelerated right now with a lot of blockchain investments. Axie Infinity was developed in Vietnam, which I think is really cool. So yeah, it's happening all around the world, and basically it's all kind of else depends on the government's reluctance to accept it or not. I know in the US there's a lot of legal implications right now, so that's kind of something that might be a deterrent from starting your company in the US as well.
That's actually very informative. So it was very nice having you with us. Thank you so much, Norm. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.